Good afternoon, students. Today's topic is apomixis. And this is a lecture number 9. These are the outlines on which I will tell you that what are the definition of apomixis. Before that, I will tell you about the modes of reproduction which we have already discussed. Then what is apomixis? To understand the apomixis, first of all you have to know about the flower, which is a reproductive unit. Then gametophyte and sporophyte, which is a type of apomixis. After that, what are the path of apomixis, its application, role and problems. Now, modes of reproduction. As you all know that there are two modes of reproduction, that is sexual and asexual. In sexual reproduction, generally the fusion of male and female gamete takes place, whereas in asexual it's not like that, and the fusion of male and female gamete doesn't take place. Therefore, the development or seed or new plant develops through the vegetative part of the plant or through the process of apomixis. If male and female gametes are not involving in the formation of seed, then there is two types. There are two types to form seed, that is either vegetative reproduction or through a apomixis. So about vegetative reproduction, I have already told you in earlier class through webinar and video lecture that how it can develop, what are the vegetative parts, root, stem, leaves, buds. Through these many are there. Other than that, these are the natural vegetative reproduction, and after that artificial also. I have told you about artificial vegetative reproduction, that through which method we can reproduce plant. Now in today's class I will tell you about the apomixis. Apomixis, apo means away from, and mixes meaning is act or mixing or mingling. So what it means, that apomixis is a process which is away from mixing or mingling. So it is a type of reproduction in which sexual organ of related structures takes part, but seeds are formed without union of gametes. Means in this process gametes are not involving to form the seed, but their related structure or their sexual organs are only taking parts. So what are they? We will discuss. It was first discovered, the first discovery of the apomixis was created by Leeuwenhoek for citrus seed in 1719. Okay, before starting the types of apomixis, I want to tell you about the structure of flower. This is the structure of flower, reproductive unit, male and female organ. So this pollen, which is a male organ, male sex organ, then it falls on the stigma, which is a female sex organ. Then pollination takes place. It's a pollination. When pollen falls on the stigma, then its pollination takes place, and after pollination fertilization takes place. So how fertilization takes place? When pollen falls on the stigma, then it absorbs the protein present, that is pellicle, which is present on the stigma. The pollen absorbs that protein and form a pollen tube. You can see it form a pollen tube in the style. This pollen tube fuse with a egg cell. Yes, in this pollen tube two generative nucleus are there. One generative nucleus will fuse with egg cell to form embryo, and second generative nucleus will fuse with polar nuclei to form endosperm, and then seed will form. So this is a structure of flower and the process of pollination and fertilization. These are the this is a female sex organ, ovule, polar nuclei, embryo sac and synergids. These are the female sex organ, and this sperm cell will fuse with egg cell and polar nuclei to form seed. After that, the type of apomixis, that is gametophyte and sporophyte. Gametophyte and sporophyte, if the formation of any embryo or seed takes place within the embryo sac, means what is embryo sac? Within the embryo sac, this is embryo sac. This is embryo sac. So if any embryo or seed develops within the embryo sac, then it is known as gametophyte. And if embryo or seed develops without the formation of embryo sac, then it is sporophyte. Or other than the embryo sac means integument, jalza, then it is known as gametophyte. Same is there. It is germinated pollen grain, means male gametophyte, and it falls on anther. Pollination takes place, and through pollen tube it goes to the embryo sac, means female gametophyte, and then a fertilization takes place and it form embryo or 2N. It form zygote after fertilization. So this is a gametophyte or sporophyte. Okay, then male gametophyte. Male gametophyte means, what is male gametophyte? That is pollen, anther. So it is a after After microgametogenesis, microgametogenesis, these two cells form, that is vegetative cell and generative nucleus. Vegetative cell helps to form, vegetative cells helps in the formation of pollen tube, tube nucleus, and this generative nucleus forms two sperm nucleus, this male gametophyte, and this two which I was saying in starting, that two generative nucleus is there. So two generative nucleus, out of that one generative nucleus will fuse with egg cell to form embryo, and another generative nucleus, means second generative nucleus, will fuse with polar nuclei to form endosperm. This is male gametophyte, and the structure of female gametophyte. Female gametophyte is embryo sac. This one, only this one is embryo sac. Okay, and these are integument and chalaza. Okay, so female gametophyte is only embryo sac, which develops after the mitosis of megaspore or after megagametogenesis. And what are the others? Others are the integument and chalaza. So all together, it is called as ovule, means embryo sac plus integuments and chalaza, all together it's called as ovule. So now I think it's here clear that if seed form within the embryo sac, or if embryo sac is involving in formation of seed, then it will be gametophyte. And if other than the embryo sac, means integument or chalaza is with the help of that seeds are forming, then it is known as sporophyte, sporophytic. So these are the antipodal cell, antipodal nucleus. 8 are there after megagametogenesis. 8 nucleus form, and in that these 3 are antipodal. In middle one 2 are, that is polar nuclei. After that in the bottom middle one is egg cell, and the beside the egg cell that are synergids. So these 8 cells are there which form after megagametogenesis, which is known as embryo sac, megagametophyte. This will help you in understanding the type of apomixis, male gametophyte, female gametophyte structure. Now, formation of gametes. I have already told that when pollen grains falls on the stigma, it absorbs the protein available on the stigma, which is sticky, that is pellicle, and after that it forms a pollen tube. Pollen tube. So this is known as microgametophyte or microgametogenesis. This is microgametogenesis, formation of pollen grain, and after that formation of microgametophyte. It is known as microgametogenesis. So this pollen tube, 2 generative nucleus are there, This is pollen tube. In this, 2 generative nucleus are there. So one will fuse with 2. Here you can see it is 2 sperm nuclei. See, 2 sperm nuclei are there. So this will fuse with egg cell and pollen nuclei to form embryo and endosperm. So this is the formation of gamete. This male gametophyte. Here the male gametophyte will form, and here the female gametophyte. Mega gametophyte means embryo sac will form here, and here the male gamete will form. Male gamete, and here female gamete will form. So this is the formation of gamete. Male gametophyte means microgametogenesis. What will happen? Pollen grain, anther is bilobed or quadrilobed. So it has pollen mother cell. Anther has pollen mother cell. That pollen mother cell will go for meiotic division, first and second meiotic division, and after that it forms pollen grain or microspore. So that process will known as microsporogenesis. After that microspore, or we can say that pollen grain, it will go for mitosis, mitotic division, and it will produce 2 nucleus, that is vegetative and generative nucleus. Then when mitosis will take place in generative nucleus, then it will produce 2 sperm cells. So this is the formation of male gametophyte, means microgametophyte, or process is known as microgametogenesis. After that, here megagametophyte or megagametogenesis. Megaspore mother cell will be present, as pollen mother cell was there in male gametophyte. So here megaspore mother cell will be there on the stigma. So when that megaspore mother cell will go for meiotic division, and after meiosis megaspore will form, 4 cell will develop, and from that 4, 3 will be degenerate, and 1 will be only go for mitosis, that is megaspore, and that megaspore will go for mitosis division, and it will form embryo sac. After 3 mitosis division, it will form megagametophyte, which is embryo sac. So here megagametogenesis will takes place. Now this is about formation of gamete, female gamete and male gamete. Now in which type of flower the apomixis will take place? If it is perfect flower, means male and female, staminate and pistillate flower is means both sex organ is present, then it is perfect flower, and it can go for self-pollination or cross-pollination or apomixis. It can be anything. And if it is staminate, means there is no female sex organ is there, only male sex organ is present, so definitely it will go for apomixis, because there is no female sex organ. And if it is pistillate flower, then either it will go for cross pollination or it will go for apomixis. This is the embryo sac, means I have told you that pollen tube, in pollen tube two generative nucleus, and after mitotic mitosis two sperm will form, and this is the tube nucleus which developed from vegetative nucleus. Three antipodal cell. This is embryo sac. This is in this three antipodal cell, two polar nuclei, egg cell and synergids. And these are integument and chalaza. So and this is sperm nuclei. Okay. Now it is a path of apomixis, that how apomixis takes place. In flower, megaspore mother cell, means which will go for, generally what happens, megaspore mother cell will go for meiotic division. After meiosis, megaspore will form, which is haploid n in number, because after meiosis it is reductional division. Meiosis is, so first division is reductional division, so it will produce megaspore which is n, haploid, and this will go for this megaspore. After mitosis it will form megagametophyte, which is embryo sac. Then after fertilization it will form zygote. Sometimes what happens, the unreduced megagametophyte, which is 2n in number, this is n in number, means haploid megaspore. So this is n in number. It will go for fusion of male and female gamete, but it is 2n in number, means unreduced megagametophyte. And this egg cell is without this egg cell. The egg cell of this megagametophyte will directly, without fertilization, will produce seed or embryo. So this is a apomixis. Path of apomixis. Now what are the types of apomixis? It's of two types, that is gametophytic and sporophytic. Gametophytic is diplospory and apospory, and sporophytic is adventitious embryony or parthenogenesis, and apogamy. Gametophytic means diplospory and apospory. In this what will happen, the seed or embryo will not develop from any part of the embryo sac, within the embryo sac, then it will be gametophytic. And if in adventitious and parthenogenesis and apogamy, other than the embryo sac, part or nucleus will take part to form the embryo. Adventive embryony. Adventive means it is sporophytic. So in this, what will take part to form the seed? That is either nucleus or integuments or chalaza. These will take form in the formation of seed. Means embryo develop directly from vegetative cell of ovule such as nucleus, integuments and chalaza. And these are 2n in number, so directly it will produce seed. Embryo sac will not develop. This is a type of sporophytic bunny. Example is citrus and mango. Now apospory, and apospory is under gametophytic apomixis. Means in this embryo sac will take part apospory, but unreduced embryo sac will take part. The cells which are in embryo sac is generally n in number. Means it is haploid, it is not diploid. So let's go for fusion of male and female gamete. But if unreduced means 2n, which is diploid. Unreduced embryo sac is formed and there is no meiosis. Means some vegetative cells of the ovule, some vegetative cells of the ovule, it develop unreduced embryo sacs. Here it is there unreduced embryo sac. So it develop, which is 2n. Without meiosis doesn't take place. So it form that embryo then develops directly diploid egg cell without fertilization. This egg cell will develop directly diploid eggs. The example is Malus, Poa, and another form of apomixis is diplospory. Diplospory is a gametophytic type of apomixis. It is also developed from within the embryo sac. Embryo sac is produced from the megaspore, which may be haploid or may generally diploid, and it leads to parthenogenesis or apogamy. What is parthenogenesis? The development of embryo from the egg cell without fertilization, that is parthenogenesis. It's of two types, haploid and diploid. Haploid example is Solanum nigrum and diploid is Taraxacum. Now apogamy, the origin of means if the embryo develop either from synergid or from antipodal cell of the embryo sac, then it is known as apogamy. It is also maybe haploid or diploid. Now these are the parts of apomixis. Now what are the role of apomixis in plant breeding? First is rapid production of pure lines. Yes, it will be pure. Apomixis is an effective mean for rapid production of pure lines. Then maintenance of superior genotype. Apomixis is useful in maintaining the characteristic of mother plant from generation to generation. Conservation of heterosis. In some cases, hybrid vigor may be conserved for many generations. We can fix the heterosis. Application. First is in fixation of heterosis. Second, heterozygote state, fixation of heterozygote state, rapid production of homozygous line, production of phenotypically stable population called vibrates. If the population is stable, then we can say it is called as vibrates. What are the problems generally comes in apomixis? A very complicated phenomenon. Its utilization necessitates reorientation of breeding program and seed certification, estimation of apomixis in case of facultative studies, and time consuming. Genetic basis of apomixis is not clear in most cases. So these are the problems of apomixis. Till now the genetic basis of apomixis it's not clear. These are the references. So thank you. If any doubt is there, then we will discuss in class. You can ask. Thank you very much.